Maria, who is unrequitedly in love with Jin, is shocked when she learns that Jin got married just a few days ago. To confirm the news, she follows Jin to his apartment, where she first time sees Jia, who was smoking outside. Jin said hi to Jia, who was in a bad mood, so she didn't reply. Jin got a little scared seeing her reaction. Jin furiously asked what happened. Jia murmurs angrily and asks if he really wants to know what happened. Sam and Maria, who were following them, noticed this. Maria asked Sam, "What kind of girl does Jin love?" Sam requested her to keep quiet so that they could hear them. Maria accepts his words. They start listening to them again. Jia asked Jin, "Why are you coming home now?" Jin replied that he came straight home after work, is it late, and then asked about the time. Seeing them arguing, Maria asked Sam what is going on. Are they fighting? Before Sam could say anything, Jia tells Jin that technically he isn't late, but he should have at least let her know that he was going to be late so she wouldn't have to wait for him for dinner. Hearing this, Jin asked Jia if she was waiting to have dinner with him. While Jin thought she was still angry at him for the breakfast incident, so she might not want to have dinner with him. Jia pokes Jin and says, "Isn't it common sense to call her if he has more work or if he's going to be late?" Maria and Sam get happy seeing them fighting, but a question arises in their mind whether they are really husband and wife. Then Jin asks Jia if he's allowed to call her. After listening, this Jia looks at him weirdly. Jin further added that he thinks she doesn't like it when he calls her, so he's trying to call her as little as possible. Jia asks him when and what did she do that made him think like this. Jin replies, "In 5th grade elementary school, when they didn't even have cell phones, he used to call her on the house phone." Jin further added that at that time, he wanted to play video games with her, so he would always call her home. Jia tries to remember those moments, but she can't remember a thing, and then her mood suddenly changes, and she gets angry at Jin for being late. As she continued to scold Jin, she noticed someone was watching them. She tells this to Jin. Seeing this, Sam and Maria try to hide themselves. Jin turns back to see who is following them, but doesn't find anyone. Then Jia says that maybe she saw something else. Jin then takes out his phone and saves Jia's contact number in his phone and confirms with her again that he can call her now. Jia laughs and confidently says, "Of course you can call," while on the other hand she feels she is getting into some kind of a trap. Sam thanks God that he was not caught by Jin and racks his brain and tries to remember as Jin's wife looks familiar to him. Meanwhile, Jin asks Jia what she wants for dinner. She replies that she can eat whatever he wants her. Time passes, and now the story moves forward. After dinner, Jia was brushing her teeth and thinking that even the monkey at the zoo must be eating better than this, as the dinner menu was chicken breast. Same as breakfast and lunch. Then she tries to recall Jin's 5th grade thing that he has told her earlier, but she doesn't remember anything. She says to herself that how can anybody remember something that happened 20 years ago? At midnight, Jia, sitting on her bed, running fingers through her hair and kept trying to remember about the past. Slowly, she remembers that Jin was the boy she used to hang out with all the time in preschool. They were of the same age and same class and were very close to each other at that time. Their parents go to office together. They were from the same neighborhood. That is why at that time they were teased for being together. Jia's female friends teased her as Mitchell's girlfriend. Teasing from friends was the main reason for their separation. After these teasing incidents, whenever Jin called Jia to hang out together, she always refused. This teasing issue becomes so big for Jia that they even after getting admitted in the same middle school, where Jin tries to make things right between them, and he tried to be friends again, but she always ignored him. Jia feels very embarrassed remembering all this. She starts cursing herself for behaving badly with Jin. Then Jia suddenly checks her phone to see if Jin has called her after their wedding. She found out that he didn't call her even once. He only messaged her twice, which was only about their marriage and vacation. Jia feels bad for being rude to Jin and says to herself that if she had known from school days that he was so serious about her, she would never have done that to him. She felt very cruel and thought of asking him for forgiveness. While on the other room, Jin was checking his phone. He searched something and then sent it to Jia. As soon as the message came through, she checked her phone and smiled when she saw that Jin had sent her a screenshot of the food he ordered online. Jia wonders how Jin knew that chicken feet soup was one of her favorite dishes. Suddenly, she enters Jin's room to find out how he knows so much about her. Seeing Jia, Jin says, "Hey, I thought you were the one who said we shouldn't barge into each other's rooms without permission. Gia replies coldly. Oh, I forgot to knock. Excuse me, are you happy now? After this, Gia showed him the contract form and said that we have clause 5 of our contract in which it is written that if there is any issue, then we will discuss and resolve it. She further said that she has an issue which she wants to resolve. Thanks for watching and comment the best part of this video.